If you've ever been close to me, you know that you don't bring knife close to me. Like, I don't play with people with a knife around me. This is a result of something that happened to me when I was growing up. So, hi, my name is Tolu. Of course, you know by now. And this is another day of T's Thoughts at 30. And I hope you've been watching the previous videos and you're learning something. So, straight to today's one. This was so many years ago. I was very young also. I'm sure I was younger than 10. So that day, it was one of those days where my mom was at home. I think it was on a Saturday. So, and my mom used to like buy things in bulk. So she bought like beans in bulk. And if you've ever picked beans, and most of you don't know what that means. You know, if you ever picked beans, you know, you used to have this like back, like, yeah, so how do I describe to you this Gen Z generation? Forgive me, that's just banter. Okay, so most of the time when you buy beans, it comes with dirt, stones, you know, chaff and things like that. So you have to pick it. So that day, it was like family, like everybody comes together, was outside the house, and we're picking beans. And somehow, knife came on scene. Well, all these malam were passing by. My mom was like, oh, our knives are blunt, you know, let's sharpen them. So we brought out the knives and sharpened them. And now, as kids will be kids, my brother just picked over the knife and was like, I'm going to throw it though. I'm going to throw it though. Like, I'm just like why would you throw knife? Like, who are you joking with? Like, and you know when we're young now, we like to date. I said, throw it now. Like, you know, as if they bore you well. So I did. I said, throw it now. And of course, he didn't have the intention of hurting me. So he threw the knife, like, he threw in a way that it would just drop on the floor and maybe just slide a bit and stop, you know. But sometimes you don't know the force of nature. You don't know the forces of nature that are against you. So the knife fell on the floor, started sliding and spinning. Didn't stop till after I hit my big toe, and it was a deep cut. It was a very bad cut. And from that day till today, till tomorrow, if anybody's holding a knife beside me, I'm going to say, please just get away from me, you know. And that singular event so many years ago just literally traumatized me. And why am I sharing this? I realized that a lot of times we're not aware how much, you know, words spoken to us, actions done to us, things we experience, how much effect they have on us and form who we grow up to be without us knowing. And most of the time is worse off when we're not even aware of it. You know, a lot of times, let me give another example. You know, I used to jokingly say that I can never marry a banker. Not because I hated the profession or anything, but just because my mom was a banker growing up. And bankers are the people that use the bank. She was a bank staff. Sorry, I correct myself. You know, I learn English sometimes. All right. Oh, I played too much. So I used to just say that my mom worked at the bank, and there things are digital now. But then it was so crazy that my mom comes home every day long after I've gone to bed. You know, I'm just like, I don't want my wife to not be present at home with me. So now, unconsciously, I've been with people that give the idea or the sign that, oh, you know what, I won't be present, you know, fully present, like to always be at home. And a part of me just, you know, pulls away from such people. You know, a lot of times is when I sit back and check, like, oh, this is actually a result of what you experienced growing up. And many times we don't know how this is. Maybe it could be many things. Maybe you witnessed abuse, like I shared in the first day, you watched that video, or it could even be maybe not to you. Maybe, for instance, your dad was abusive towards your mom. You know, sometimes we hate the man so much, but we hate him so much that we're not taking any other action to not be him, that we end up being like him, because is the only education to being a man that you've seen. And I've seen other people. Another weird example, I've seen people, maybe their father was abusive to their mom, and when they're with a man that is all kind and gentle, they think the man is not man enough. You know, they want the man to show you a man, you know, sometimes just threaten to eat meal. I'm just like, when you're outside the story, you like, why do you want a man? This person is a cool guy, this is good. Why do you want someone that is violent? But it's the education they've had. Whatever it is, it might be something entirely different from you. For you, the goal of this video is, I want us to sit back and evaluate. Just ask yourself, what did I learn growing up? What did I experience? How has that formed my ideology, either good or bad? Because if you're aware of it, then you can know what to do to it. Let's say for instance now you grew up not having everything you need. Not, maybe money was scarce, mouth was dry. Let's say that was you growing up. You have the tendency of just growing up to just say, man, nobody can tell me nothing. I'm going to buy everything I need, and and as much as you're trying to compensate for what you didn't have growing up, and sometimes you have the tendency of doing it to an extreme, or when you were young, you had everything you needed, and you just think that's how life is. There's everything just at your plate, so you've not even mastered the art of working for yourself, or just think, oh, daddy and mommy will always be there for you. I can give example on and on and on and on. The goal of today's episode is the experiences we had growing up, no matter how insignificant they go a long way in forming the person we become, forming our ideologies, forming the reason why we do the things we do, even how we relate to people, or imagine people, the choices we make, what we like, what we don't like. The goal is, don't let your experiences, don't let them be at the driving seat of your life. Make sure that you are in control. So when you see yourself doing something, just say, Tolu, why are you doing that? Could it be because of this? Oh, I shouldn't do that. Then you can change. Or, I think I need to go to therapy I need to consciously be in a different space. I remember there was a time I was literally I went on Netflix and I was watching movies about fatherhood because I wanted to learn. I've heard so many narratives about parents, My dad was great. That's another episode for another day, but let me stop there. I've said enough. So I hope you learned something today. Check the previous days, watch those ones, watch the ones I'll be posting days after this as well. And subscribe, like, share. If you like it, there's love in sharing. So share, and I hope to catch you tomorrow.